Hey guys, what is up? I'm back with another reaction review video, and I am going to now start with the winter 2025 anime lineup, and one that I have been greatly anticipating for before 2024. And I'm talking about Sakamoto Days. Now, I know the newest episode dropped yesterday, but I am planning to try to catch up to the best of my ability. I know I probably told, but if you don't know, I am currently reading the manga. I'm not up to the latest chapter, but I am in the hundreds. And so I know exactly what's going on in the manga currently right now. And from my understanding, the series is going to have a two core. It's one season, but they're going to break up the season into two parts. So we're going to have the first, I say, 13 episodes to this season. And then the second half of Sakamoto Days is going to show most likely later this year, either between summer or fall of 2025. So it should be coming out relatively the same time as the second half of season 1 of Don the Don. Okay, so just so you know, I've been greatly anticipating this series. This series gave me, especially early on, major Gintama vibes. Okay, funnily enough, Gintama is coming back with its anime later this year in October. So you know, and the main character is voiced by the voice actor who did Gintoki in Gintama. Okay, it gives you comedy and nothing but pure action in Sakamoto Days. So I'm going to try to the best of my ability not to spoil, but to make comparison and contrast versus the episode and the chapters it has adapted so far. So without me chattering and going on about, let's get into the first episode of Sakamoto Days. Okay. Oh yeah, this is to show why he was one of the greatest hitmen of today's time. This man was a pure menace. Oh wow. Seeing it in action is different. Dang. Okay. Man, it's just oh wow. I'm kind of glad they started off showing like this is who Sakamoto is before what we know him as. And hard boiled guy. No. He did what's his name? Jiraiya. Oh my goodness, Kentucky. He also did one of the characters in Gintama too. The narrator. I forgot his name. Yeah, he did. He became a papa. Yep. Oh, I was saying to myself in the opening, because the full video will be on my Patreon, so you can also watch it there. But the series, if you now watching it or just start reading it, oh shit, gives off very early 2000s with today's animation or today's action, very fast paced and brutal. Like, you know, it's a mixture of the two. think this is adapted in like the first 3 chapters. Yep. Okay, he didn't do all of that in the manga. He did do that though. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Who are you?" Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yes. He is not. He got a wife and a kid. He's not coming back to that life. Yeah, it's like that. You know what to say? This man grew like a bear, but there's no. I just. It looks even more cartoony now because it's animated. Yeah. No. What's the grandma? He split it in two. Yep. Oh, he did all that. Oh, just so anybody know, like Sakamoto's not even that old. He's like 27 and his wife is 26. There's like a year apart between both of them. Oh yeah, I forgot he did that. Oh my god. You can't just walk away from that life and not expect people to be coming after you. Yeah. Okay, so they're putting in little anime actions because this did not happen in the first 2 chapters. which I enjoy. I don't mind. They did not show that. Well, he did say he did work with him, so. Like, their daughter did not take none of her father's traits. That's just straight up her mama's copy. Mm. Trying to take out the silencer on him, like, yeah. Like, you're dealing with the legendary. He may be out of commission now, but like, this man is not gonna lose his skills that easily. Like, I'm just here to see how this plays out animation wise. Jesus. Oh, oh. Okay. Dang. No wonder Sakamoto got fat. His wife fed him to the point. Look how big he is. She was giving him like 4 helpings. Man got so happy. Look at that. Not him wearing a retired shirt. Really? Okay, so they're adapted the first two chapters. Okay. Or technically the first chapter. Can you blame him? He fell in love. Like, he didn't want to put his new family through that. Come on. Lies. And hear him listening on him like, bro. Oh. Oh my god. Like this bit. The whole convenience store is nothing but a front. Look at all these weapons, bro. Got the rifles, AK-47s, tasers, bombs, like grenades, like they never had a bazooka in the mountain. Heck no, they didn't. No, when did that come in? There was no bazooka that I remember. Yeah. Yep. Nope. Yep. Now y'all really thinking y'all could take on this man just because he looked. I don't. I don't. I don't remember him getting chopsticks. Like, what did he? Jesus. I. I don't remember you bringing a chopstick to a gunfight. What? Okay. Yeah. Oh, not the teeth. Oh, not the teeth. Yep, that's exactly what he did. Man really brought chopsticks. He bought a mic. Yeah, you working for the family now. You're kinder than Gintoki. He would have said 300 yen. Or he wouldn't pay you at all. That's how it is. You better shut your mouth. All right, so my verdict is this seems to be a very faithful adaptation. Just so you know, I thought it was going to do like the second chapter, but I didn't realize until I just reread it again. Not really reread it, but more skimmed through. The first chapter technically was actually very long, over 50 pages. So the entire first episode was basically with just very minor changes of the very first chapter of Sakamoto Days. Now, one thing I can say is for sure, a lot of people are complaining because of, you know, the manga and so on and so forth. So far from what I've seen, it's decently animated. I think people have way too high expectations and they had certain thoughts on how it should be, and anything that doesn't align with their thoughts was complete trash. Now you have to understand, not every series is going to get that Demon Slayer or even Jujutsu Kaisen levels of animation. That's just literally not possible for every single anime. Sakamoto Days, all I wanted was like a decently animated series. I wasn't even that crazy, and from what I've seen in the first episode alone, the fights are still going to be gas. Nonetheless, it's just that I never really had the biggest expectations for Sakamoto Days. Heck, I even like, as much as I wanted an anime, I was also satisfied if we didn't get one. Okay, because the manga in itself is very entertaining, extremely entertaining. Okay, very simple story, nothing too undigestible, nothing so mind-boggling that you have to be searching every single corner of your brain to search for an answer. No, it's very straightforward, straight through. The whole premises of Sakamoto Days, if they didn't already tell you the summary of this, then I can tell you the summary is that there is someone that has a hit on Sakamoto, and he has to find who that person is and why they have that hit on him. Okay, this man left the world of assassins and the underworld and mafias and all that stuff behind 5 years prior to marry the woman of his dreams, who he fell in love with, as we clearly saw, and he ended up having a child with her, and he's very comfortable with his life. Of course, given the lifestyle he has, he couldn't quite leave it yet. As you clearly saw, he has weapons hidden throughout his entire house. Not only that, it's not just plain weapons. When you get deeper into the story, you can understand why Sakamoto, literally, this man is dangerous. Why he uses everything as a weapon. Men use a gum drop, a cough drop, to like a bullet, like a slingshot to hit shit. Okay, just so you know, I said it earlier in the video, in the intro part, but if you have read, and I'm going, this series on Dandadan, right? Dandadan for the weirdness, Sakamoto dates at least early on in the series, because then it starts to get a little bit more serious story-wise and plot-wise. But early Sakamoto days gives you heavy, and it doesn't help that Sakamoto's voice actor, Tomokazu Sugita, also voices Gintoki, so it really doesn't. If you know Gintoki's character, him and Sakamoto are quite literally like, bro, Sakamoto Days beginning of the series gives you heavy major Gintama vibes, especially with the trio. After that, it's just like whatever. But the first 2-3 arcs of the series, it does give that vibe. Like, there is comedy, but there is like action, which is very fitting for this series. This series also gives off major 2000 to mid 2000s manga and anime scenery. So if you were able to grow up reading and or watching, you would understand what I'm talking about. Like, during those times, the series would take its time getting into its plot, or there will be a lot of comedy happening. There is going, like I said, because it's giving major Gintama vibes, there is hard boil. There are narrations that are just completely left field. It just gives that very authentic time of 20 years ago, like 2 decades ago. So if you've ever watched anime during that time, you'll completely understand what I'm talking about. If you're pretty new to the anime and manga scenery, it's going to be like over your head because you didn't really watch, and I will say try to watch some older anime. There's still a lot of bangers that came out pre-2020 or 2025, okay? But so far they've decently adapted the very first chapter. Again, the first chapter is pretty lengthy. If you are looking to read Sakamoto Days, go ahead. Again, as someone that is currently reading Sakamoto Days, this is not the first time I've read the manga of a series and then it gets an anime adaptation. So far, since I would say fall of 2024 going forward, few of the series I've been reading, or even from, I will say 2023, technically early 2023, like from Tomo-chan is a Girl, a couple of series I've been reading way prior to them getting an anime is starting to get anime adaptations. So for me, as I've always said before to those, especially if it's vice versa, where I'm just now starting the anime and I never read the manga before, I will do it. And I hold myself accountable. I won't be giving you guys spoilers. I'm only going to be talking about the chapter the anime has adapted from and tell of the differences or the similarities or things that the anime has done better versus the manga. I will say early action of Sakamoto Days is pretty tame. It does get crazy later on. I will say that. So far, the anime is doing decently well, and if it's going to be 25 episodes long, if they plan to adapt, aside from the first episode, I'm going to go on the limb that they're probably going to adapt between 2 to 3 chapters per episode. So we're looking probably, I'm going to go on the limb, we're looking to probably end before we hit the 70s, or probably just in the 70s, still short. And if the series does do pretty well, hopefully we do get a season 2 coming out next year. Highly doubt it, but if we can continue to support this series, as for people who've been wanting this series to be anime and everything, if we continue to support it, a season 2 can be likely. But aside from episode 1 adapting chapter 1, I'm going to go on the limb that this may adapt up to like chapter 68 or up to 71, barely touching 72. And it's going to end off on there if we're having a total of 25 episodes. Now, are they going to skip? I don't know, because I haven't seen the next 6 episodes, but I will catch up to it. And again, I'm going to tell you so I can compare and contrast from the anime version and its manga counterpart. Nonetheless, I enjoyed it. I like seeing these characters in motion. Okay, all the funny moments, seeing Sakamoto in action. There is the first arc, literally hard boil. It's hilarious, but this is where you really start seeing Sakamoto start to shine. Okay, so I'm not gonna get in depth into that, but yeah, I enjoyed the first episode, and I can't wait to see what else there is. I've been anticipating, and at the same time not, for Sakamoto Days to get an anime, and I'm actually just really glad it is. Okay, I'm really glad that it finally got an anime, and it's here for all of you to enjoy as well. So if you guys saw the first episode of Sakamoto Days already, or if this is your first time, do tell me in the comment section below on how you felt about the first episode of Sakamoto Days. If you are also a manga reader like myself, as I've always said before, no spoilers, but how do you feel about the first episode versus the first chapter? The links are in the description box, so you guys go check it out. And I'm Kimmy-chan, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!